Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. We're on the way to the Kenny Veach mine. You can see it up there, it's not too far. There's the sheep range. There's some snow at the top. It's mid-November 2025. There's where we came from all the way back there. Joe May Canyon, Corn Creek's out there, Las Vegas, Highway 95. Right now, it's roughly about 3.5 miles in, 1,500 feet elevation gain, and then it's around 6,500, 6,600 feet. Yeah, so there's been a new development at the mine. They had closed off, sealed it off entirely sometime in October 2025 or early November 2025. It's pretty unfortunate, but at this point, there's likely not much else that can be done in terms of getting access. And I'll just show once more here. There's the sheep range behind me. Kenny Veach mine behind. This is the other side of Joe May Canyon. And then directly behind me, all the way out there, that's where the road was, the Desert National Wildlife Refuge, Corn Creek Visitor Center, Vegas, and then Highway 95. And I'll start heading up here. The terrain's pretty rough, and I'll walk and jog a bit. Get up there quicker. Yeah, there's a lot of cactus and plants around here. And then snakes when it gets warmer. This last portion is pretty steep. There's the mine up there, and I'll just walk the last bit. Let me show you once more mine. Okay, then there's the mine more up close. Yeah, so these are the cacti here. You can see pretty sharp. You don't want to jump on that. So here's the mine shaft here. So there it is, all the dirt. Let me get, hopefully where there's less shade here. Totally compacted in. They put these planks in the front here. I'll go ahead and move them so you can see it better. You just move that out of the way. And then this one here. Okay, there you go. Yeah, and then here is, these planks had been somewhat broken before. You can lift them up though, but there's no access in here either. And I'll show you guys underneath. I'll put them back once we're done. So here you go. Let me get you underneath here. So there's the view underneath there. And then on this side here, let me come over here. Yeah, so they likely used a type of foam to fill this in, polyurethane expansive foam. It's a foam that pretty much hardens and expand once it's poured in, with the number of minutes. Yeah, this was done by the Nevada Division of Minerals, and they have an abandoned mine lands program. They normally hire contractors or have other workers handle this sort of stuff. This was the former ladder right here that went in about 40 feet, 30 or 40 feet down. Let me get the top of the platform here. Yeah, and then here's the top of the platform too. And looking from underneath here too. Yeah, so it's entirely filled in here. And then they likely, all this dirt here, a lot of this has been dug out. There used to be a lot more dirt, rocks, and whatnot. They definitely took this and covered the top of the hardened foam here after, just to fill it in, and the foam degrades in sunlight, so likely to protect against that. Here's another wooden plank too. There used to be a lot more here. More rocks. Yeah, so this whole area, there used to be more soil, rocks, dirt over here as well. And then here's the mine from the shaft from this angle here. Here's some older metal. This was likely from the mine originally, in the platform used here. Another piece of metal here. This is down in front of the mine here on the side. Here's some more wood here. The contractors or whomever likely moved this out of the mine where it originally was, the shaft just in front of it. Here's for reference where we are here. Yeah, so here's a lot more of the wood. This used to be, I believe, sitting right on top of the mine shaft or in front of it. Some more wood here. Yeah, so right now this is where we are in relation to the mine here, right down here. This likely was a prospect pit, or even maybe at one point connected partially to it. This does look like fresh gravel. Maybe someone had filled it in at one point. And then you can see even over here, there may have been some sort of passageway, entryway, tunnel, whatever. This definitely, though, was dug out here, no question. And here it is in relation to the mine shaft again. Okay, then let me go down here. So there was one more tunnel-like area, possibly an entrance to the mine at one point. Right down here, if you can see this. So where this is positioned here, it definitely seems like they may have been trying to dig in towards that way, you know, at one point, and who knows if it ever connected. Here's some planks here as well here that may have covered, you know, a whole entryway. A lot of wood here. Yeah, who knows, you know, there may have been some sort of hole here, entryway that was covered up. There's a lot of wood here in the rocks as well. Okay, there's that. Kenny Veach's phone was last found at the mine in November 2014. Was he actually inside the mine? We don't know. And then was it actually ever searched by search and rescue? It's not 100% clear. There were people that have definitely been in the mine between 2014 to 2025. Other YouTubers, I believe an outside mine team. Yeah, and then per another YouTuber, Driven X, this had been apparently closed in, unfortunately, due to another YouTuber that goes by the name Really Robin apparently posting a YouTube video claiming he's going to throw a USB drive down into the mine shaft with info as to what happened to Kenny Veach or where he was. And then Susan Veach had contacted the National Wildlife Refuge, and it ended up becoming a bigger thing. This was back in apparently late November 2024. And at some point they came and filled it in within the past month and a half. The last time someone was here in this open was in early October. Yeah, then let me just show you this. Here's just stepping on it. Yeah, so it's totally compact. And then one more just showing. They fill in with rocks, soil, whatnot, but there's likely maybe 8 to 10 feet of expansive polyurethane foam under here. And then I assume they built it up on a platform. Yeah, so let me just cover that back up. But yeah, it's definitely hardened. And you can see, you know, it's, unless someone starts digging this out and tries to get around the foam, good luck. And then going back behind the mine here. There's a wood plank. Some more of the wood. This is all all from the mine here. Another wood plank here. Here's a piece of rope. I'm not sure if someone was using this with regards to the mine or who knows. Tied to a rock here. More metal from the mine shaft. Wood. Yeah, then here's the view that from behind the mine here. Yeah, so this was definitely done, likely the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. Either they had been in contact or Susan Veach, one of Kenny's relatives, have been in contact with the Nevada Division of Minerals, who's responsible for filling in the mines. Driven X Adventures, another YouTuber, had copies of emails. The two people copied on that work for the Nevada Division of Minerals and then the Abandoned Mine Lands Program. I assume they had to get some environmental, permits done since this is on government-owned land and the refuge as well. Yeah, so that's the mine then. Yeah, so there had been a collapsed tunnel too. If you're looking from at this here, I believe the collapse section was likely to the left, but who knows, had Kenny Veach collapsed back in 2014, did he die under there, or was that due to something else? But from what I had heard, it had gone in at least close to 50 plus feet in down there, a dugout tunnel. Here's another hole here too in the plank. This just goes into the dirt here. And this was the collapse section back here. This is all dirt though, nothing in terms of getting down there into the shaft. And there it is once more here. Let me just put these planks back here. Okay. And then here it is once more. I'll just show you the inside here just so you can see it. Underneath here. Yeah, and then just to show one last time here. Yeah, it's definitely compacted pretty decently, a lot of rocks, stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure how good of a job they did filling it in, but there's definitely a thick layer of hard foam under here, and I do think the whole mine is definitely not filled in. There's definitely, at a minimum, probably 10, 20 feet of the underground void hole still in there. I'm not sure if they used a platform or bulkhead to support the polyurethane expansive foam, or some sort of polyethylene bag, which they do in other mines. And here's the platform once more. There are other mines out here too, out here in Jomay Canyon. I don't think they're going to go after those and fill them up because they aren't as deep as this one, as well known, and they don't have the 30-40 foot shaft drop, or ladders. Out there you can see a big pile of rocks out there as well. Let me just go in once more in the front here. This is from the front view here. Yes, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before someone actually brings a shovel or something and starts trying to dig this out. And it'll probably get stopped to the foam, but wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I'm not sure who exactly from the Nevada Division of Minerals, but I'm not sure if they brought in the stuff via helicopter or used motorbikes, or via hand. It's quite a bit. It's at least close to 4 miles from Jomay Canyon, so it's a good hike out here. Here's one more view of the mine. So it took 11 years for them to close it up. Kenny Veach gone missing 2014. They didn't close it up till October, November 2025. Quite a long time. But I guess when they started threatening to throw stuff down the mine, the USB drive and whatever with info which was completely false, that got the attention of Susan Veach. Apparently, Willie Robin actually reached out to her as well, which wasn't too wise. And then ultimately, the Nevada Division of Minerals got involved, Desert National Wildlife Refuge authorities, and ended up closing it. But thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Quite a surprise here, but we'll see what happens in the future. And if anyone's crazy enough to try to actually get down here again. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.